into the online broadcast network, AfterBuzz TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AfterBuzz TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing after-shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hello everyone, I'm Ashley Daniels here for another Spotlight On with the most impressive teenager I have ever met in my life. He is basically a dancer, an actor, a singer, and he is starring in the newest movie with Angelina Jolie is directing and producing called Unbroken, and it comes out on Christmas Day.
Yes.
CJ Valleroy, everyone.
Hi guys.
Hi CJ.
Hello.
Welcome. Thank you so much for coming here today.
Oh, thank you for inviting me.
Okay. I don't even know where to begin with you because just the amount of amazing accomplishments that you've already had in your life. I mean, how does that, like, how do you even stay humble at such a young age? Just the fact that you're in a movie that Angelina Jolie directed. Like, you walk down the street now and people know who you are, obviously.
I have a great mother.
Oh, that's
she's
the right
my
answer.
mama. She always keeps me humble. But yeah, I just have a great family, great fan base, and you guys are everything, so that's awesome.
Yeah. It's really cool, though, because for me, I'm just going to turn my phone off because people are going crazy that I'm talking to you right now. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so I want to know from the beginning with you. You are living in Florida. You have one sister. She's older than you.
Yes.
And did anybody have an acting bug that you just one day said, I want to do that too, or?
Well, I first started out dancing. I loved it, danced before I could walk. But then one day I went to this place called Pop Shop, and it was really cool. Like in Florida, you don't really have that much things. Only you got sports. You got some.
Excuse me, Disney World.
Disney World, but it's not really advertised there as much as here. Like here, you're like, hey, why don't instead of going to the grocery store, you go to the best place on earth?
Right.
And it's called Disney World.
Yep.
And there, you're just like, hey, have a fun time. Come here.
Right.
But yeah, I saw Pop Shop and I went there and then I started acting, got into it, really started this really cool thing, and I fell in love with it. And then when I came out here, and actually I came out here to actually dance for 12-hour days, and after that, one of my manager in Miami told me, hey, come out here, can you see Sharon Lane? I was like, yeah, sure, why not? Let's try it. So I went there and I signed with her right on the spot, and she was like, please move out here. I never tell you this, but please move out here.
No way.
So we moved out there, like, I think later that month. And the only thing that was going through my head was this journey is going to get started. So a year after that, I got Deadtime Stories.
Yes.
And it was super cool. First TV show ever. And it was really cool. I just fell in love with it. And later that year, I got Unbroken.
Okay, this is just too good to be true. So I have to just rewind for a second because this doesn't happen to people. So you're just like, okay, I'm dancing, and then just because you like dancing, you became such an accomplished dancer, and just because you liked acting, you got, two of the coolest roles that anybody, even any adult, there's people that have been out here for 30 years, they're waiting for their break still. I mean, is it just that you're born with it, or were you just lucky enough to find that role that they were looking for the exact same thing that you are?
I worked during that year. And that year when I came out here, I worked. I got to the place where she can actually put me out there. And I had a great team. Instead of just put me out there and let me try some things, they said, I'm not going to put you out there until you're ready. And the second she says you're ready, just be ready. And it was very cool. And I felt that when I got Unbroken, or when I auditioned for it, I felt there was a really good chance. And I'm never going to say I felt I'm going to get this right on the spot, because it's always chance when you audition. But I felt there was some really good connections between me and Louis, and it was amazing. Like, he got bullied, I got bullied. And in 6th grade, it was a hard time. And I know kids are getting bullied right now, and I'm older, so I can't say anything, and I never fight back. I always stand up for people, and that's always good to do, no matter if you're older or younger. If you're younger, then you have some guts, yeah. And it's just hard. When you're younger, you don't really know your place in life, and you don't know how it's going to turn out. All you know is, I'm here right now. So,
okay, this is explaining a lot. So, okay, I was wondering how you had so much wisdom at such a young age, and this is explaining a lot of your character is built a lot of times on the struggles that you've had in life, and really you become so strong by all of the things that go on in your life as long as you look at them and try to learn from them.
I had a lot of people when I was in 6th grade, and it was hard because in 6th grade it's a new school.
Yeah, you're like what? Is it 10 or I forget.
I think it's like maybe 11.
Yeah, you're like 11.
And it's hard because you've been in elementary school for 5 years. You know, you're like, that's my home, so I'm just gonna start a new one. So when you go there, you're expecting something new. And it's hard because everybody already starts there. Like in the real world, they have like bases like politicians, acting, dancing, singing. Those are 3 topics, and those are 3 different bases. In middle school, it's the same way. You got popularity, you got cool, you got out and ordinary. That's like artists, and they have their own group. But if you have no one, and you're like the only one there that can do that, and I'm not saying anyone else is not talented if you don't act or sing or dance, you can be an amazing spokesperson and still be amazing.
Absolutely.
But it's hard to put your place out there if you have no one with you. So I had a lot of teachers as friends. I would always get up. One of my teachers or one of my people in 6th grade was hurt their leg. So I would always get up, and we would always play this game where I drop pennies, and she always felt good after that. I would always drop pennies and pick them up, and there would always be heads, and I would be like, you're going to start a new day, and you're going to start a happy day. So I brought her a Tweety because her name was Tweety. So
see, okay, you're just incredible. You're just like, I don't even know where to begin. Now, this is just insane. So most 6th graders don't think like that. I mean, you realize that you're just,
well, when you're like, I'm gonna get some friends, but after a couple bully incidents, and after
and I just want to explain these incidents, and I don't want to get too much into them because you have so many great. I want to stick to the positive, but there were incidents that were very. I was reading that you were even beat up at one point.
I was.
I mean, I want to go find them right now. I just want to be honest.
Well, honestly,
the Boston in me is coming out, and I just want to go find them.
I realized
that's just insane.
I realized that violence doesn't make it right. And I had a couple stories in my head that I wanted to pursue, but I didn't, because I realized if I didn't have those people and I didn't have those bully experiences and all these haters, then I wouldn't be the person I am right now. I wouldn't be in LA. I wouldn't be in a movie that's coming out this Christmas. I wouldn't be in a Deadtime Stories.
Such a great, you know how many people you're speaking to that are
I just have to say thank you to all of them. And some kids are in this situation as we speak, and it may be hard, but telling the truth is what you really want to go. And when you're with friends, you may want to stretch the truth. You may want to be cool, but that's not who you are. You want to be the person you are. Taking this from a 15-year-old, you're like, you're 15, okay? I'm 13. I can do it on my own.
Right.
But, like, take it from adult standards. If a politician like Obama, he wouldn't be where he is if he's not his own person.
Right.
Justin Bieber, he wouldn't have his own fan base if he wasn't the person he is. So you just got to be yourself. Be you.
Trust who you are. Yeah. And it really ties into this movie that, and as you were saying, because we were going back now, so you really felt inspired to start acting, and you had a lot of emotions in you, I'm sure, moving out here, and you probably used those, I'm guessing.
It was hard. Like, your first audition, you go in there, and you're like, oh God, what are they gonna think? Am I gonna get in trouble? Like,
you remember it, huh?
Yes. Well, I still have some of those emotions, like today, like nerves. Like, you always have nerves when you go in there, but just remember, God's gonna give me this role, or I'm on a right path, and I'm gonna get this role, or I'm not. It is what it is.
Right.
So
You have such a great outlook on life. Adults can learn from you. I can learn from you if I'm an adult.
Oh,
sometimes
no.
I'm an adult. I don't know. But so you didn't take a lot of acting classes, or did you take some before you came out?
I got some.
I just have a feeling you're just blessed, and I don't want to say that to all the people. There are a lot of people out there that'll be like, oh well, I'm doing all these acting classes. Some people are just born with it. Yes.
Some people have to work for it, and some people don't. I did have to work for some of it, but mostly just. I worked with my manager, and I probably took 1 or 2 improv classes, but that was just to shake off the nerves, really. And when people actually realize there's different types of acting. There's some fun acting, there's some real acting, and if everybody can get or if some actors can get the gist of everything, then they're perfect. But if only one could do comedy and only one can do drama, like Twilight.
Right. Exactly. Right. You know your type. It's easier,
but like.
Too.
That guy's going on to do Robert something.
Yeah, Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, he's gone on to amazing. He's a funny guy, I think, but like he's just amazing guy in general. So yeah, if you can just learn from experiences. So one audition you can learn that you need to be a little more loose. Another audition you learn that you're there, just have fun.
So when you watched Angelina and Brad, did you notice, because I had read that you kind of got the acting bug also from watching them
I did.
and Mr. and Mrs. Smith. So did you see that in them at all? Like you were like, okay, I really admire that they know their type, and they're maybe this, Brad Pitt is like, this type of actor.
She's her own. Like Brad, he's been in millions and millions of movies, and every movie he has a different character. But he always has that same Brad.
Yes.
And everybody's taking in the acting that they have to change themselves to be a character. Like, one audition was for a Disney audition. I went in, and I went for this role because he was a crazy, energetic kid, and he was just had a great personality. So I went in with a tank top, a shirt underneath, pink swim shorts, and a crazy bandana. And I just walked in, and everybody else was wearing, like, jeans and a T-shirt. I was like... you have to be yourself,
right? And so that's probably what you admired about them, because something really stood out to you when you watched them in Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Yeah, I actually I got into acting and pop shop, and I actually watched Mr. and Mrs. Smith when I was 7, and it was I closed my eyes on the bad part, guys. Come on, but oh my god, I just loved how they were so passionate with each other,
right?
And that movie, and they're still passionate now.
Old, that's so crazy.
But
you are so cool.
It was just so cool to see. And every kid loves action. I love action too, but I just think the way they acted, like Brad Pitt was this cool guy, and he didn't really care if someone punched him because he was gonna knock him out.
Right.
He didn't even matter. He was like, I got a fist of glory.
Right.
Try me. It was just...
That's just insane, though. You got into a movie that the person who inspired you to get into acting kind of is directing and producing.
It was really cool because I got to actually talk to her about my favorite scene. And
oh my gosh.
Actually, it's the kitchen scene when she's in the... she has a big shotgun, and he has this tiny little pistol, and he's trying to tell her, honey, I love you, come on, let's just work this out. And she's cocking the shotgun, and she's like, love you too. And she's blowing holes through walls, and he's getting scared.
It's a good scene.
It's a great scene. And actually, Johnny actually talked about his scene and the knife scene. It was really cool just to hear their outspecs, and it was really cool because on set you can be yourself. You want to be that character when you're on set as well, but it was just really cool to be around them and talk to them about things.
Absolutely, I can imagine. But then so now you get the movie, you find out you got the movie, you're obviously ecstatic. And how did you prepare for this? Just knowing that, you're the star of the movie, you're playing, Jack O'Connell's younger version of himself.
Louis.
Right, young Louis, okay.
Louis Zamperini's when he was 12.
Right. So what's the first thing you did? Did you read up on him? Did you get the book?
Well, I experienced that he was through bullying, and he had that experience. And so I went back, and I let my emotions go, and I went back, and I experienced the bullying again. And that was just at home. I was just realizing if he's getting bullied, I want to do this on set because I don't want to cry on set. But, like, I just had to go through that experience again and realize that I had to experience this again. That's But it was just... Another thing I prepared was just understanding that he's this rough, tough kid. He is coming from a family that loves him very, very much, but he doesn't understand what God is. He doesn't understand if there's an afterlife. He doesn't understand that his family loves him as much as his brothers does. But he would always look up to his brother. His brother was his number one thing. His brother was his support. His brother told him what to do and what not to do, how to get girls and what not to do. Like, he was through him throughout and through. So it was just him and his brother, really. And his brother loved his family. Louis didn't understand that their love. He just had a routine. He understood that he would come home, or he would get in trouble, or he would go to church, get in trouble, get bullied, or get bullied, then get troubled, and then just get brought home by the police. And he would always see his mom with his police in the hand. So it was just, and then he would get the belt, and he would just go through that process again. And that's how he lived his life when he was younger. But then he realized he's this fast kid, and he's very fast, and he would run away, and that's how he would get away. He wouldn't get away by smart talking the police. He would get away by his fast feet. And so his brother realized, you don't need to be doing this. You want to end up like a kid? You want to end up like an adult on the street asking for money? Or just adult on the street not having any food or money? And he realized, I'm going to listen to you. I'm going to try it out. I'm going to do it. And then when he realized he actually has a shot, he's like, I'm going to do this. And I'm going to take it as far as I can. But then when he leaves his brother and he doesn't know very much, he realizes it's a little scary, but he's going to take it on, and he's going to take what his brother taught him, take what his family taught him. And he learned to feel the love that his family was giving him.
It seems like a family movie. It seems like a movie of survival. Something that I can see why it's coming on Christmas Day. Something you can all go see together. Who would it speak to if you had to say, like, who do you feel like the characters can be related to? Can anybody relate to these people? Or is it somebody that, because Louis, obviously, it seems like it was constantly, I mean, obviously he was beaten in the Japanese prison. I mean, he survived a plane crash. He did. I mean, it's like one thing after another. And I guess it's just one of those things where we can all kind of see a little bit of ourselves in him, in Louis.
You could see some people that are not in the war and have not fought for this country, but they fought in different ways. They fought to keep a living, and they fought to keep their homes up. So they understand that when the tough gets hard, you can't give up. Like, you have to believe there's something that you can do, something else that you can do. Like when you're doing hot assignment and you're like, oh, I don't know anymore. And this is all kids talking, but when you're doing a hard assignment, you don't know anymore, and you realize, maybe there's another way I'm looking at this.
Yes, so there's a different way to look at something, and then, okay, I understand what you're saying.
But, like, most people can relate to his war story. It's just mostly veterans. Veterans that gone through something so hard, losing a leg, losing an arm, losing a family member, losing a dog, really. It's hard. You can't give up after losing something so valuable to you. And you just got to realize that this is somewhere you need to be. And all of what Louis thought in that prison camp was survival. He really thought, like, why am I in here? What's going on? And when he started believing God, he's like, this is what I need to be right now. And you need to guide me through this. So if I'm doing something wrong, let me know and I'll change it.
Right.
And really, anybody can relate to the story. Anybody that has something hard going on. And one type or another, with money or without, life's hard, because with money, it kind of, money blinds your eyes of family. And without money, money blinds your eye from family as well, because sometimes you don't realize what you have with your family, the special connection you can have. But another stance, with money, you're like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I have everything in the world, but I don't have them. Mm-hmm. So it's hard.
I God, I love you. I'm just sitting here like I could just listen to you all day. I'm learning so much from you. Oh my gosh. So you obviously came into this movie emotionally, and you know, you knew the lines, but also emotionally you were ready for this.
I realized what my dad always tells me, and he's in Dubai, so every text message I would get, I would always smile, because he's in Dubai now. I can't wait. He's coming Thursday, so I can't wait.
Oh
and I can't see him for 5 months, and then he comes back for 21 days, so that's really exciting. But he always tells me, #1 rule, every audition I go in, he always texts me, #1 rule, always have fun. And if you're not having fun, then you gotta have fun.
Always.
You can't go into something, feel good about something, but then realized that wasn't fun.
Right.
Oh man, I missed something. I got to go back and do it. Right. So yeah, you just got to be. You got to have energy. You got to have something about you that no one else sees. Smile, a laugh. But everybody has something different, and it's always cool to see that.
It is. And I bet Angelina saw that. So tell me what it was like having Angelina direct you. Was she, because coming from an actor's standpoint, I would think she would understand a little more how you're feeling and how the actors are feeling.
Yeah.
So can you compare her directing skills to other people's that you've actually worked with? Was it any different, or?
Well, there's
obviously
many.
She's Angelina Jolie, but just in terms of like, did you feel like she had a little more of an understanding as to where you're coming from?
Well, every director tries to be the best they can. But some directors, they know what they want. They want to get there. So they know what they want. So they don't have to try as hard. So they're just like, get this and get this done. And that's as easy as that. They're not trying to be hard on you. They're not trying to be rude. They want the project done, and that's the way they want it.
Right.
They don't want to change anything. Other directors are very hands-on, like Angelina Jolie. She realizes, like, other people are there, and she may want to change it, she may not. She realizes with this story, everything can change. Everything has a different perspective and how you look on things. So she realized, maybe I can. So she was like, every time we would do a scene, she would get it her way. She would ask another person, hey, maybe you like it like this. She would ask the producers and all that and the directors, and she would be like, and then she would ask us and be like, is there any way you want to do the scene? Maybe different, maybe not different. And we would always have like maybe one or two, and maybe like, maybe we can like have this in the background, or like maybe we can just add a little more smile to it, or maybe a little more emotional. And she would be like, okay, let's try it. And we would try a couple takes of that, and she would be like, do you guys feel good?
Oh, that's awesome. You have so much creative freedom.
It's very cool. Like,
wonderful.
Sometimes she likes it her way, but other ways it's just very cool to have that.
Absolutely. I mean, I feel like you almost got spoiled a little bit. I hope this continues for you. But well, Angelina did it this way. Hey, we could do it this way.
No, I'm good with any way, honestly, because there's different types of directors, and at the end of the day, there's smiles. So that's really all I want. But I'm fine with just getting a role, learning the lines, and I'm good after that.
That is like, it's like a really fun acting class that you're going to be in a movie and starring in. And I mean, it sounds so much fun. I guess you really had no choice but to have fun, even during this.
Yeah, it's just, you can't have fun and not do Angelina Jolie movie.
Yeah,
like,
no.
She's always, when you see her smile, every guy's going to smile. And when you see her smile, and every girl's going to be like, look at that smile.
What's the one thing that she taught you that you're going to take? I mean, I'm sure she taught you a lot, but like the most memorable thing, if you can remember.
One thing she told me I had was being natural. Learning the scene or learning the role of it, but understanding that this is the scene you're in, make it your own. So she told me I had that. But one thing I really learned was, instead of jumping on the other person's lines, like when you memorize it and you're just talking back and forth like we are, or like you would be like, oh, blah, 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 blah. Take your time. Realize that's the person that you're saying. So instead of just popping the words out of your mind, realize, how would I answer this? And then say it with the vocal. Instead of saying your own words.
Exactly. Don't anticipate the other person's lines.
But just realizing okay, that's what I would say in the scene, and you would feel so natural, and then you would just let it all out.
Right, just responding to the other person. Yeah,
exactly.
That is so true. In my 5 seconds of acting that I ever did, that was the one thing I'd always just jump in. I'm like, and then and the poor guy didn't even finish his line. I'm like, this is not my calling, but I understand. But I can see why.
Oh, you're a great radio host, though. Come on.
Oh my gosh, you know. Well, you know. I'll tell you though, it's really hard to learn that, and to have learned that at your age means that you're pretty much golden. Just saying. Just saying.
Thank you.
So, okay. This is coming out Christmas Day. So you're going to obviously, you've already seen it, I'm sure. I know you can't give, obviously, we're not going to ask for anything, but are you going to be there Christmas Day, of course?
Oh,
just
yes.
in the movie theater?
Actually,
With a big thing of popcorn.
If you guys go to the movie theaters and you see me, we'll take selfies. We'll do anything, honestly, because I'll be in maybe a onesie, PJ. Because, like, my tradition with my family, I don't know.
Because I just saw a bunch of them at Target.
I love Flash, so I'm kind of hinting to my family.
Wait, what do you mean you love Flash? You love the Flash?
Oh, yeah.
Show?
I love the Flash show too. But
I thought you were saying Flash.
I love the superhero.
Yeah,
like,
you do?
Like, come on. If you're on a date and you're like, oh, my hair's not good, and you run back to the house, you get in another clothes, and you're like, I'm ready.
Okay.
And you go in, or just anything, really.
Roxy, who you were just talking to, she does the Flash as well. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah. So, and we can run
talking,
really
Roxy.
So that's funny. she's actually probably watching right now. That's so funny because it kind of ties into the movie too.
Yeah,
he runs so fast.
I had my Flash shoes, and I was gonna bring a cape, but they didn't have it at that time. It was last year. They weren't selling them, but this year they did. So I got a golden one.
Cool.
Yeah. But
I love that. But we have to have you on our after show one time.
Oh yeah, for sure. Actually, I had my when I ran for practice, I had my Flash shoes on, and they had like a little. You know how Flash has his suit and little lightning bolts?
Yeah.
They had little lightning bolts on the side of him running.
Oh my god.
So when I ran, everybody was like, you're running fast because of Flash on your shoe, right? I'm like, I'm trying.
Gives you a little bit of a little extra energy.
If anybody sees me at the movie theater, they're probably going to see me in like a Flash onesie. I'm in because
so you're going to be very incognito.
Yeah, because like
perfect.
My family on Christmas Eve, we pick a name at Thanksgiving, like we already did, but we pick a name, and each one of them gets the craziest PJs. So this year our theme is onesie. So you're going to have to get the craziest onesie you can get. And so you just jump in it. Like last year, my dad got Cookie Monster.
Oh, that's a great one.
And he loves cookies, so we got him that one. But my dad is not lazy at all. And 2 years ago, we got him the Lazy Smurf. So he had to wear like we get in our onesies and we get in PJs and we open presents, and that's just a tradition we like to do every Christmas. So we're gonna maybe open presents and go down on Christmas Day and just watch the movie.
Let's go watch me Christmas. I mean, that's the coolest gift ever. Santa's coming this year. That's
just like
for sure.
Have a video, like have your phone and put it in a box and be like, and just take a video of, hey, go watch me, guys. It's a Christmas present.
Oh my god, I'll definitely tweet you that day. I'm gonna go see it.
Yeah, if you're gonna go, just let me know what theater and I'll pop by.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'll be in Boston unless you want to take a private jet over there and come meet me. I don't know. Okay, so speaking of onesies, I want to go into something else not related to onesies, but clothing. I'm just trying to find a segue into this because I just found this to be so wonderful. Mm-hmm. So you knit.
I did.
Okay, first of all, you have it all. Like, you knit too. What else? What do you cook? Do you do it all? You just do it all?
I like to cook. I try to cook for my mom and dad and my family, so it's fun.
But you knit something very, very meaningful. Do you want to explain a little bit about this charity?
So how I got started on knitting hats, and I knit hats for cancer patients. And what I started was, my aunt, she had cancer, and she actually had, I think, breast cancer, and she fought that. And then she had brain cancer, so she lost all of her hair, and I actually got to shave her head, and it was very emotional for both of us. She was very happy I got to shave her head, and I would always bring her my cooking designs and everything. And one day her head was really cold, and she was shaking, but she was trying to she would always, when I walked in the hospital, she would always put a sheet over her head, and I was like, why are you doing that? She goes, my head's really cold and I can't find a hat I like. So I knit her this hat, and I knit her hat for every color of the season. And kind of her dying wish, or just her saying this to me after like tons of smiles, she would hug me and she told me, can you please continue this on with other cancer patients? Because if you can make me smile, then you can make other kids smile. So I started making cancer hats when I was 7.
You were 7?
I was.
Did you learn to knit because of this? You just thought or were you already able to knit?
I loved like after school. We would be able to go to the hospital, and I would always bring her a hat. I was like, I made this for you all night, and I would always like be energetic, and I would just always go up to her, and I would always hug her. I can't hug her too hard because she has a bunch of cords and all that stuff. But it's so exciting, and everybody. I love to, if I can make enough hats for Christmas, I would love to try to go to hospitals and stuff for Christmas, and if someone's not there, or maybe I can just pop in a little and maybe make some hats for kids with some families. It's really awesome having a smile, and if I'm good financially, I would do that every day if I could.
That's so wonderful.
It's so amazing. Just to walk in,
goosebumps.
It's just so amazing to walk in, spend all this time, and I would always try to figure out like their names, because I would always go in, ask how many kids are gonna be there, how many kids want hats, and I would always make a couple extra, because some kids, when they see it, they're like, I want one.
Yeah,
and it's always cool just to be like, I made you one, don't worry. And I do like to write notes as well, because I get their names and I write their names like Augie or Christella or anything like that. That's actually a show, so that's not a name. But I always like to write their name and write a cute little note saying like, never give up. I'm always here for you. People are always around you. Just cool little things to let them know, or when they look at the hat, let them know that this is people are all around me. I don't need to give up just yet.
You just embody Unbroken. You just embody survival. You really do. You speak so much for this movie. It's amazing. This movie is just so much a part of you.
Thank you.
And this character is so much a part of you. It's like this. You almost didn't have to act in a lot of ways. You kind of just brought a lot of CJ to it.
I did.
Because, I mean, this is something that it's just incredible. You are so remarkable.
Thank you so much.
I can't wait to watch your journey. I'm going to continue to watch it, and I'm so excited to see this movie.
Thank you so much.
You're just you have a huge heart. You're a wonderful person.
Thank you.
I also wanted to mention, so this was for the Ronald McDonald House too. Can anybody help with this? Is there any way that anybody can reach out and help?
No, everybody wonders, knitting hats is so hard. Okay, guys, it's not like the little needles, the 2 needles. Right. It's this really cool little thing I buy, and I actually bought one this year, got a new one, figured maybe get some new colors in there. Just new, like, there's sizes, and there's little rings, and there's one for orphans, and me and my sister do it together. We bond this way. We make hats together, and I knit hats for cancer patients, and when I'm in the hospital, she goes and knits hats for orphans. So we do it together, and what we do is it's this little ring with little holes out, okay?
Oh, and I know what this is.
And you ring it, and then you just put it over. And after like probably 100 rings, that's the end of the hat. And then you put a little needle through, you pull it, you tie it, and everything like that. And it's so much fun to knit. I have to admit, it's so much fun.
What about for those that are so technically challenged that they can't even do that? Is there another way they can donate to something, or just those people that just really can't figure it out and they're just...
Well, there's many donations, there's many organizations like Stand Up to Cancer, trying to end cancer. There's Physicians for Peace, trying to end burns and all that.
Oh, of course, yeah. But even to help you too, I'm saying, like maybe just to finance this or anything. Is there any way to help?
Try it, and if you want, maybe even buy a hat.
Yeah,
buy a little beanie that's like a couple bucks. I don't want you guys expending too much, because I really care for them, but it's really what if you make it, it's really what matters.
Right.
And it's really cool, just like go out, buy a little hat, and you don't have to go out and buy a hat if you don't want to, but just go out, buy a hat, write a little note on it maybe, and give it to them, and go in hospitals, go into like some Valentine's, or I love doing it on seasons. I also love just doing it on off days, and I love like some kids on Valentine's Day feel really lonely, and they don't really understand. They still think cuties is real, and I get it. I like to get my cootie shot sometimes, just make sure I'm good. But they feel lonely, and cancer's just horrible, and it's hard because pain is, you know how we get a little cut in our hand, and that's like, ow, and it's 2 seconds, it goes away. But for them, pain's a century. It's forever and ever and ever. And I just want to, everybody that's listening, everybody that's trying, really just try to end that pain. Not so much try to cure it, because we're trying, doctors are trying to do that, but really just
put a smile on their face.
Put a smile, and that's really what you want to do. You don't want to buy their love, or you don't want to try anything else. Just put a smile that will make them feel good, like a blanket or a hat, and just make them feel like they're not the only one.
You're wonderful. I love you.
I love you too.
I want to end this on something too that just a little more uplifting. Your fans are probably going to be asking. They're going to want to know just what's your favorite hobby? Is there anything just really quickly before we end, like anything fun that just you can divulge in, like anything that you do aside from acting? I know we mentioned, and I kind of already know the answer. It's roller coasters. So you love roller coasters.
I probably have like a good 4 hobbies I like. I always just, if I can find it, time. I always pick my favorite one and just do it, but I also like to switch off hobbies. But I really like to cook. I like to play some sports, not like actually like run on the field and try to catch a ball. I'm good at that, but I really just like to maybe go to the basketball courts on my park and just maybe shoot a couple hoops, try to be the white LeBron, who knows.
You're just, oh my God.
But like, hey, I look up to him. If I can one day get like, just like some draw on myself and maybe like do some tattoos and be like, whoa. But no, I'm kidding. I never want to draw. I never want to draw on myself, Mom. But I don't want tattoos. But
so you're a normal kid who's starring in a movie that's coming on Christmas Day.
I also like to play some sports. I love cooking. And I love to just help around the house sometimes. You know, I'm a teenager, so I'm not like, Mom, I'll do the dishes this time.
Right.
But I am sometimes like that. I love to always try to help out. If I see my mom stressed, I will always jump in and be like, go sit down. But then she'll always tell me, no, no, no. You go sit down. But yeah, I just, sports, football, maybe video games. I'm not a big video gamer, but I do like it on some free time. I like the Connect games, the one where you like kick the ball, you throw the football, all those. It's really fun.
You're so cool.
Thank you so much.
You are so cool. Okay, so Christmas Day, movie Unbroken comes out. You have to all go see it. And where can people find you online? Where can they write to you? You have Twitter and
okay, so
all that stuff.
Okay, so my Twitter is CJ Valleroy. No spaces. Just CJ Valleroy. My Instagram, I don't want to put like that semicolon because it's not that cool. But my it's CJ Valleroy. That's just straight through, no spaces. And then my Facebook is just CJ Valleroy.
Easy. That is
straight
so
on through.
Perfect.
And then that actually has a space, but
cool.
So you got to keep it like little.
So people have to tweet on Christmas Day, especially while you're watching, after you watch the movie, and let you know how it is. And I'm sure they're all going to be so excited, and they're going to want to talk to you about it. And
well, I'm actually going to go to a couple theaters, but I think I'm going to go to AMC 16 Burbank.
Oh God, I think you just opened the door to a lot of people.
I'm fine. It's all good. I love to. I just got a really cool thing last night. Some girls and some kids are making me some fan page, and it's. They're telling me I really want to meet them and they're my hero, and I would love to make that happen. I love to always.
So you want to plug it again? Where are you going to be on Christmas Day?
I will be at AMC 16. I will post on my Twitter and my Instagram, and I will post on my Facebook as well the date and time, or the time, so you guys know. And I'll and just come on by and
hang out with the star of the movie while you're watching the movie. That's pretty cool. I think we could end the spotlight on a really cool note. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, guys.
I hope you come back more often and
for sure.
Keep updating us on your amazing life. You're an amazing kid. And I am Ashley Daniels. You can follow me on Twitter at Ashley Daniels and Instagram at Miss Ashley Daniels. And we'll see you next time.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.